We are fully clad in our rain gear. It wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit wetter coming around on the four-wheeler. The radar doesn't look too bad either. I think it'll quit here soon. Famous last words, right? It's the 14th of October, about 4 o'clock. And I suppose it's hard for you to get to your watch to tell us the temperature, isn't it?
We've got about 8 layers over it.
I can keep talking.
52 degrees.
52, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I won't say it's the high for the day, but you know.
It was 60 when I ran earlier.
Yeah, so it's dropping fast with this weather coming through. We're gonna go to the orchard, finally. Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails is brought to you by Redneck Blinds, Code of Silence Apparel, the Hunt Stand app, Whitetail Institute, research equals results, B3 Archery, Muddy Outdoors tree stands, Stealth Cam trail cameras, My Outdoor TV, and Hoyt. It was a super dead spot ever since I put the camera out there. Would have been about a month ago, maybe a little bit more, maybe around the 10th of September. And for probably a week, maybe even 10 days, all I got were pictures of cows and squirrels. Finally, we're starting to get some deer on there. And there was a buck that's shown up in the past couple of days that he's definitely an older deer. We've got a fair amount of history with him on the farm. He's been here kind of up on that ridge complex for the last couple of years. So
it's pretty cool. Yeah,
it'd be really good for Jordan to get hopefully a chance at him. He was there yesterday in daylight. Doesn't mean anything because we've gone by those, you know, that type of reasoning before, and they just don't show up. They don't very often do the same thing 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun spot to sit. We haven't sat there yet, and this east wind is dead perfect.
That's what I was going to say, because we talked about going back to the same spot we were at last night, but that sets up better for a north wind.
Yes.
And this is better for an east wind, and we don't get east winds super often here.
No, and if we hunted that spot where we were at yesterday with an east wind, I think it'd blow right to where the deer are coming from.
Right.
It's in a blind. Even if it rains, you know, we're going to be dry. So it's not that big of a deal. But it should be fun. It's a cool spot, super cool spot. We got the standard traverse up the valley, up over the top of the ridge, and then through the corn path.
Is that corn still standing? Or has
yeah, no, I think we'd see the stuff picked down here
first.
Yeah, I think when Matt starts combining, I think, well, maybe not, but I think we'll see a lot of activity around here once he gets rolling. And he usually texts me before he goes in to combine anyway.
Gotcha.
So I bet you he'll be another week or so, maybe a little bit more. So we've got some time yet, but we got that trail through the corn, which we can take all the way to the blind if we want to, but we'll stop obviously short of that. So again, we've got a bulletproof entry, and should be a fun spot, should be a good hunt. This is a really cool spot. I was way more impressed once I got here in person than what I expected.
Yeah, there's tons of apples still on some of these trees too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not many, if any, on the ground. You can look around a little bit more, but so I think they're eating them, but there's still a bunch of trees that, like you said, that have apples on them. There was a lot of deer sign up there by that cornfield too.
Yeah, there was.
So there's
lots of corn cobs that are in various states of being eaten.
Yeah. So there's plenty of deer around. This camera that's right in front of the blind hasn't picked up much, but it's picking a very small area too.
It's not one of the revolvers. Yeah.
No.
It's almost almost like judging a book by its cover, you know? Like
Yeah.
when you're judging a spot based on what you see out of one camera direction, you might be missing a whole bigger picture.
Oh yeah, because there could be, the biggest deer in the county could be walking right behind it.
Right.
You never know.
Right.
So we've said it many times, but you just have to be super careful not to put too much emphasis on your lack of photos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, if you get a picture of a buck, then you know he's there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't get a picture of him, you can't assume that he's not. And I think that's the boat that I'm going to be in this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because so far, the two that I'm most excited about hunting haven't gotten on camera anywhere.
And you said that you've talked to a few people and they've kind of said the same thing too, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty slow.
Do you think that the hot weather that we had for later than usual impacted some of the movement?
Yeah, I do. I think that. But I also think that they're finding a lot of food, so they're not having to travel.
Right.
And that means the acorns for the most part. And one thing I have noticed on these, I've got 2 cameras on apple trees. I've got this one, which it just started in the last week or less, firing on, deer every evening,
Mm-hmm.
and some in daylight. But the one on the other side of the ridge, we call it the tasty apple tree,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the one if we're going to pick apples to eat.
Because apples are tasty.
Yes, whereas the rest of these, they can be pretty bad. But that one has been picking up a lot of deer,
Gotcha.
tons of deer. They're definitely feeding heavily under that tree.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one we went and looked at, remember, with all those apples on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're eating them off the ground now.
That's interesting because they've been on the ground for a month plus at this point.
Yeah,
A lot of them have been.
yeah. So I think they must like them soft.
Uh-huh.
We can't see much coming, so they're going to be here, and then, we have to be ready.
Are you anticipating them coming off of that ridge in front of us?
Yeah, or going left to right, even
Yeah.
coming through. I'm not 100% sure.
'Cause
But
there's one draw that feeds up here.
yeah, that's right down and to our right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they go around that.
Uh-huh.
So there's a bedding area straight out in front of us,
Gotcha.
and there's one out in front of us to our right.
Gotcha.
So it sets up pretty good that way.
Yeah. Seems like it would be a hot spot.
I think during the rut it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Got a couple minutes here before the action starts up, and Jordan and I were just talking about the race that she's going to be running this coming weekend. So might be kind of fun to get an update from her on her running. I know some of our viewers are runners and can identify with some of what she goes through. I certainly can't, but I do appreciate how much work she puts into it. So tell us about the race.
It's the IMT Des Moines Half Marathon, and this will be my 3rd year running it, I think. I ran a 118 last year, or 2 years ago, and 120 and some change last year. So I'm shooting for like 117, 117.30 I'd be pretty happy with that. Anything,
What would the per mile pace be at that?
I think right around 5:55 would be, I think 117.30.
Wow.
So to qualify for the Olympic trials off of a half marathon, I think it's like 113 maybe, something like that. So
So that ultimately, if you're trying to get into the trials,
Mhm.
you'd have to run.
a 113 or a 239 full marathon, but you can qualify off of a half too.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but we'll see. It's a fun race, and it's always fun to run around Des Moines,
Yeah,
and lots of my friends and teammates do it too. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm in a wedding the night before though, so I might not be in peak race condition.
Yeah, I know you've been training really hard. Obviously, I pay attention to it, and it'll be fun.
It is fun. It's been going pretty well, so hopefully I haven't raced since April. Drake Relays 10K, which was kind of a nightmare. I had the stomach flu 2 days before, so it wasn't my best race, but I'm excited to see kind of how the rest of the spring and summer, fall training has played out.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
lean way up into the front window to get some light.
It is dark.
It is very dark.
It's 6:19. I think sunset's at 6:22 maybe.
Wow, it's not even sunset yet.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, heavy clouds.
Yeah.
Right around, what time was it, at 6-ish or a little before 6 when those deer popped out?
I think it was 5 something.
Yeah. Pretty decent buck. I couldn't get a real good look at him, but, potentially a Jordan shooter. And then looked like a fawn even that came up. The deer on this farm tend to be big, and I have a hard time sometimes telling the half-year-old fawns from the 1-year-old or 1.5-year-old does. But it had great big ears, so I'm thinking that just by looking at the proportions of its body, it was a fawn. But it is tough. I mean, some of them are really big. Well, they were eating apples. I mean, they stopped along the way, and
Is that what that buck was eating?
I assume so. I'm not exactly sure what's down there. I know we threw some clover seed out down there.
Gotcha, because I can't see. There's the tall grass is kind of blocking that view for me.
Yeah, so it's possible he was eating clover, because I know we did throw some seed out down there back in the spring. Ben came in and did a little bit of clearing, took some multiflora rose bushes out of there, and I just threw some clover in the area that he scraped up.
Nice.
Well, we appreciate you joining us.
Will be tomorrow?
I think so. We have a lot of work to do, and it depends on the weather, but hopefully we can get out tomorrow. I know we've got a bunch of stuff we got to edit,
Yeah.
but hopefully we'll get it all done in time so we can get out. But that's the plan. I don't know where yet because I haven't looked at the forecast, but we should be out, and if so, we'll bring you whatever we see, and we can talk about where we're sitting and why. Sometimes that's helpful, and sometimes it's probably not. We appreciate you joining us. We'll see you right back here again soon for the next episode of Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. Remember to always dream
Big.